Problem, we'll go a little more a complex problem. This is 4 power minus 2 divided by 6 power minus 2 whole to the power of minus 2 into 3 power minus 4. So what do we do first? We simplify what is there inside the bracket. That's always the standard procedure. So 4 to the power of minus 2 is 1 by 4 power 2 divided by 6 power minus 2 is 1 by 6 power 2 whole to the power of minus 2 into 3 power minus 4. Did you see I am doing only one step at a time? I am not doing this and everything together. So now this division we convert it into multiplication. So 1 by 4 squared into 6 squared by 1 whole to the power of minus 2 into 3 power minus 4. So what does this become? 6 squared by 4 squared whole power minus 2 into 3 power minus 4. Now you see this is a negative power. So how do I convert it into a positive power? We know a by b whole power minus m is equal to b by a to the power of plus m. So we apply the same thing here. We write 4 squared by 6 squared whole to the power of 2 into, now I convert this into 1 by 3 to the power of 4. So this becomes a by b whole power m is 4 to the power of 4 by 6 to the power of 4 into 1 by 3 to the power of 4. Can I leave it as that? No, I can't leave it. I'll have to simplify. So I'm doing it here. So what am I getting? 4 to the power of 4 by 6 to the power of 4 into 1 by 3 to the power of 4. So what I do? I have 4, 3. I know 6 has factors 2 and 3. So I write this as 4 to the power of 4 by 2 into 3 to the power of whole to the power of 4 into 1 by 3 to the power of 4. So this becomes 4 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 4 into 3 to the power of 4 into 1 by 3 to the power of 4. Right? Correct? So this is nothing but 2 to the power of 8. Figure out how I got 4 power 4 as 2 to the power of 8. Please figure it out. Minus 4. I'm just directly writing the answer so that you can figure out how I got this. Divided by 3 to the power of 8. So my answer is 2 power 4 by 3 power 8. Now this is an exercise for you. That is, how did I get 2 power 8 minus 4 here? Okay. So this is an important problem, and try to do similar problems like this. You'll find many problems in my workbook also. So please note down this problem as important. I have taken up typical problem and there's some learning from this problem also. So I have taken a to the power of p plus q whole to the power of p minus q into a to the power of q plus r whole to the power of q minus r. Let me put the bracket. And a to the power of r plus p whole to the power of r minus p. Now you see that this is in the form of a to the power of m whole to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m into n. So that's the rule that we are going to apply. So a to the power of p plus q whole to the power of p minus q is a to the power of p plus q into p minus q. So we apply this particular algebraic identity, a squared minus b squared. A plus b into a minus b is a squared minus b squared. That identity will be applying here. So this will become a to the power of p squared minus q squared. This will become a to the power of q squared minus r squared. You can easily guess what is the other one, r squared minus p squared. Now you see all of them are the same base. So we will apply the first rule. So p squared minus q squared plus q squared minus r squared plus r squared minus p squared. So you see all this will get cancelled. You get a power 0, that is 1. Now most of the problems, as a takeaway from this problem, if you find that this p, q, r, right, they are used in a cyclic way. PQ, QR, RP. So generally, on a general note, don't take this as a thumb rule. On a general note, when you have this cyclic representation of these letters, then more often the answer will be, the exponent will go to 0 and you'll get the answer as 1. But still you can verify, but it's a general observation that the cyclic use of letters in problem like this will give you the answer of 1. So we'll take one more example of application of laws of exponents on algebra.